You are in the House of D, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, D Square. With me, of course, is Volsker and J100. And now, as a permanent addition to the House of D podcast, Jelly Rose with us. Thank you so much for joining the podcast on a permanent basis. So very gracious of you. How's your weekend been, Jelly?
So we ended up, going and celebrating with family. We had a miniature birthday party for my daughter for some relatives that weren't going to make it in a couple weeks. And she ended up kind of goading us into getting a kitten.
Oh, okay. The whole I'm going to take care of it and all that. So, Jay, check in with us. How's it going with you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Sorry I wasn't able to make it home to be on Vigia today so you can see my beautiful microphone and face. But while we were chilling, me and some friends hung out with some friends and we had a good time for the holiday, and I got drunk and shot some fireworks off of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been kind of a tame week compared to what it was the last week.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. But yeah, doing fireworks, drinking, all that jazz. I'm with you there. I'll forgive you for denying me your face. You can make it back in the future, so I can say that. And Volsker, how was your week?
Yeah, can't complain. On my or just getting ready to start my second week off for the summer, which is pretty damn awesome. Could spend this coming up week with my daughter, but as in the weekend, 4th of July, Lorraine was fucking banging, like literally the most fireworks and 2-block radius that we've seen since '98 when we moved in over here. So
oh wow, really
chaotic.
And kicking it up back over in the old neighborhood. Okay, yeah, they've always done pretty good over there. They just goes far into the night, and you just get sick of it at some point.
They started about 9 o'clock and went till about 1. It was insane. Over by Oakwood, the Mexican store.
Yeah,
you could stand at that stop sign and literally just spin around in a circle and just see them blasting everywhere. And just Haley's face, like looking up, like with her phone, like holy crap. So that was awesome.
Yeah, good old Lorraine. They know how to party. That is for sure. Awesome. Good. Well, good to hear from everyone. We've got a great show for you today. We're going to look at a whole lot of great stuff here in the nerd spectrum. Of course, we talk about comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, everything in the geek stratosphere. So definitely we're about to go Omega level nerd on you. But let's start out with not such a nerdy topic, I will admit. Beavis and Butthead, they're returning. They're going to be rebooted. Cultural phenomenon. I remember when I was young and in middle school, I used to watch them before I went to school. I had T-shirts. Everybody did the, impression. So, I mean, and I believe you referenced TP from my bunghole not too long ago on this very podcast. So, yeah, they definitely have a cultural impact. It's going to be written, produced, and voiced by Mike Judge. He's the one that did the original show. Again, this is a reboot. This isn't any sort of continuation. Comedy Central has picked up 2 seasons. So, Beavis and Butthead will have at least 2 seasons on Comedy Central.
I wonder if that's a sign that South Park might be hitting its end.
It could. I'm amazed that show's still on.
South Park is great.
It is.
I mean, the thing that I was going to say was, make new fucking shows. I don't know how many goddamn times I gotta say this.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't want to watch the same shit over and over again. Beavis and Butthead worked in the 90s. That was the 90s. Not the 90s no more. Make some new goddamn shit.
Yeah, when music videos were still a thing. What are they going to critique now?
Right. The
YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it's going to be. It's just
TikTok
those
videos.
They're probably. And then what's next? We're gonna have Talk Suit back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
liquid
we're just gonna
television.
play everything over again. This is
I
stupid.
actually think Talk Soup's still a thing. It's just called Soup now. Soup on E.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like when what's his face left, they I don't know who the hell the
Oh,
host
with
is
the
now.
guy with the gray patch of hair. Just I can't remember his
Yeah.
name. Yeah, it was a cable thing. But yeah, I used to really enjoy it back in the day as a dumb teenager. But yeah, today I just don't. You're right, unless they're critiquing YouTube videos, but half the stuff they did on that show was offensive. It was, really misogynistic at points, and I guess maybe because they were losers, it doesn't seem so bad. Remember that a movie at one point? Don't know if any of you guys remember that.
Do America.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead Do America. Multiple video games, so that's how we're going to circle it back to the Nerdcast here, as there was a lot of Beavis and Butthead. Well, I don't know about a lot, but there was definitely multiple Beavis and Butthead video games. So, yeah, but I'm with Jay. It's like, what? Like, really? Although some things I do want to come back, and that's another subject for another day. Because, screw it. I heard a rumor. I heard that possibly going to be rebooting Highlander, and I'm excited about that.
Really?
Yeah. And as far as hey, make something new, like I'm absolutely there, but they messed it up the first time. So if they can,
I was gonna say Highlander never really got a fair shake. The TV show got close, but then it just jumped.
Yeah, exactly. So
There can only be one.
So good. It was so good, and then it just got stupid as fuck.
Yeah. There can only be one till the next movie. And then the next movie after that.
I mean, well, because you never can. They're never gonna be done. But like,
So
I don't know. I just lost sight of what that show was.
Yeah. Well, they pigeonhole themselves. That's the thing, is make it a whole big thing. Like after the first movie, don't be like, I'm the one. Like, no, make it a whole big thing. Anyway, tangential. Ray Fisher. I know we talked about this when I was a guest appearance on the Superhero Speak podcast. So Ray Fisher, he plays Cyborg. Originally, when the Josh Whedon cut of the Justice League, was in promotion, getting ready to set in theaters, he originally had high praise of Josh Whedon. Said that he was a good director to come in and wrap everything up. Now he is forcefully walking back that praise. He said that Whedon had abusive behavior on set. But apparently, people have come, I don't know if to say Josh Whedon's defense per se, but they did say that it was actually Ray who had a problem and was being difficult over the fact that he had to say Cyborg's signature saying, "Booyah!" Yeah, I just think it's bad for him all the way around to say, hey, this person was doing a great job, and then come back a couple years later as the Snyder Cut is being released, maybe vying for a sequel, I don't know, but then to come back and say Josh Whedon. I'm a little bit biased here because he's my number 2 X-Men writer. He's the one, doing Astonishing. And he also made the Avengers. So I'm always going to be like a little tense when anybody's talking trash about Josh Whedon.
Well, let's not even mention what else he's done. Firefly, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel.
Yeah.
Why would this break out now after he's worked with so many famous, actors? Like, you would mention, somebody from... not really, but Mark Ruffalo's not. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr. If he was really that bad, do you think somebody like Robert Downey Jr. would have sat there and worked with him?
Yeah.
But, there's two sides to every story, so who the hell knows?
Jelly, we're not picking you up. I'm sorry about that. technical difficulties, unfortunately.
And I broke stuff. But my mom always said that there's 3 sides to a story.
Okay.
There's side 1, side 2, and what actually happened.
Okay.
That's a fair point. Yeah, it's actually a really good point. Shit.
No, that is good. Yeah, there's always, the middle ground there, which is more likely. So yeah, I mean, just think about it. You're Joss Whedon. You're successful, so successful that they've asked you to finish this, big Justice League movie. So that's gonna deal some stress to you. So, I'm sure they butted heads. I guess is long story short. I more have issue with the public, the public statements. Oh no, he's great, and then, 2 years later, hey, I forcefully take back everything I said about him. So, yeah, and
that just sounds like some Hollywood stuff. Just fake ass people.
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
I haven't been to anything recently. Hey, let's do see.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I'm just thinking he may be him seeing this momentum that the Snyder Cut is getting. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a Hollywood guy, to be honest with you. But I haven't seen this Ray Fisher guy in anything else. So I wonder if he's just doing this, turnabout face to try and get a Snyder universe going.
I mean, maybe. When it comes to all this DC stuff right now, I really don't know what to think, what to believe, who to listen to, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really like the franchise anyway, but it's just, it's a little confusing. And then on top of that, my point is, if you didn't want to do that character, then you can give up that job. I would have done it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have, but I would have.
You'd have been great.
Right. True Detective. He was in that season 2 or season 3. That's all he's been in since Justice League.
Okay. Was he on that pre-Justice League?
He was in a quick glimpse in Batman versus Superman. That was it.
Okay.
And then True Detective, it was like I said, season 2 or season 3 last year. But between that 2 to 3 year gap, it was Batman versus Superman, Justice League, nothing for a couple years, True Detective, and then now nothing. So
this will probably be the biggest thing he's a part of then.
probably, which depending on what happens, he probably won't be in anymore if this keeps causing shit. It's not like DC and Warner Brothers has enough shit to deal with.
Yeah, they've really been getting hammered lately. All right. Well, something that I actually correctly predicted. So, and Jay, you sounded off on this one, so you're a big fan. Walmart's going to be converting its parking lots into pop-up drive-in theaters for the summer.
The people of drive-ins. I'm seeing it now.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't talked about whether they're going to be charging for these movies, but they have said they're going to have concessions, they're going to have delivery. So, sounds like a big ploy to just get people on the premises near products that they can buy. But yeah, I did kind of actually predict this one because, again, as we see these COVID numbers rise, I just don't see people being able to go to the theaters. I know I personally don't want to. So drive-ins right now are going to be all the rage. And so, yeah, I was saying they need these movie companies need to just help invest in just popping up these drive-in theaters to show their movies, or else a lot of them are just going to sit there on the shelf, hundreds of millions of dollars spent just sitting there.
Yeah. I guess we're going to go see Black Widow in the parking lot of Walmart.
Yeah. Jelly, would you go to the Walmart there in your town and watch some movies?
I mean, the closest drive-in here is only 30 minutes away. I would rather go to the actual drive-in than go to, which I don't understand the concept, because if they if they charge people admission, like what are they going to do? Barricade the parking lot itself to start
Yeah.
charging people? And it's not like, you know, I don't know about your guys' Walmart, but like our Walmart is, you know, it's Walmart and then a whole bunch of stores like attached to it and like a chain. So it's
Yeah.
not like it's just, you know, like one thing. There's, you know, things all around it. It's like, what are you going to do? Block off everything? And what about the people that just want to shop?
Yeah.
Like, so it has to be some sort of free. So
Yeah.
maybe
Oh, yeah.
like, I don't, like they would have to do it on a radio station to get, you know,
Yeah.
audio. Obviously they're not going to install speakers like, you know, at a drive-in.
Sound
Right.
complaints all over.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the one by where we live is in pretty close to a residential, but unlike what Jelly's describing, it's not in a strip per se. It's really on its own.
Its own land.
So
Yeah, we sit like in Lorraine. I sit between what 3 of them, all the same driving distance.
yeah, yeah, I know. We sometimes go to the one by Jelly's house, but that's a good point though. Like, there's no way you could possibly restrict that. So yeah, I don't think a mission is going to be an option. And obviously, I don't think these are going to be like blockbuster, you know, AAA titles that they're showing here. But I would. I mean, there's a obviously, as you know, Bolsker. There's a drive-in North Ridgeville. That
Autorama.
we could go to the Autorama, which I've gone to all my life basically. So yeah, for whatever reason, I know that most people listening to this probably like drive-in theater. Like, we actually do kind of have some around here, so we kind of get that already. But if you don't, Wally World it be. They will.
Was it like August through November or some weird shit?
Sure.
I think it's a really weird couple months they have planned out too. But
Yeah.
who knows?
I do something.
I am not a fan of Walmart at all, whatsoever, at all. So the fact that they have their claws in another industry,
Sure.
I don't know how or why, or I mean, I don't think people think about it. Or
They
look
want to
at it, but,
overtake Amazon, dude.
I mean,
Oh, that ain't
I
happening.
guess, I guess, but eventually, I just don't understand how people logically can't understand that if you only go to one place for all of your stuff, that place has a monopoly and all
Yeah.
power. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't see what people don't see this. So, movies do need to get played. I guess Hollywood's losing, billions, I guess, or whatever, because they spend all this money on these movies, they can't get their money
Yeah.
back. So, I guess there needs to be something, but it's definitely one of those situations where if people, mainly the people with the money and corporations and stuff like that, really gave two shits, they would tell people to put fucking masks on and sit the fuck down somewhere, and we can flatten this curve and I guess maintain some sort of normalcy
Yeah.
as far as day to day goes. But if we're not going to do that,
Yeah.
then the only people that have the ability to shift their economics like this is these mega fucking mega multinational corporations like Walmart.
Yeah, and speaking of
Yay!
Walmart, why can't excuse me, like Regal AMC, like the actual company suffering, find a way to do this? Like, I don't want to read a headline that's Walmart saves Hollywood. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Right. And to your point, Volsker, like, again, this is the same thing we were talking about GameStop. If you're going to make stupid decisions, then you're going to pay for them. I mean, and then, no offense, Jelly, but people don't want to make their I mean, like, it's bad business decisions technically. And
Hey, you know what?
I'm just
It was
saying on a
easy to
technicality.
go. It was integrated straight in the Xbox. It was like, oh, what is this? I didn't have Twitch downloaded, and all my buddies were like, just push this button and let's go. We can co-stream together.
Yeah.
I get that part. And Microsoft made it seem like it was whatever. But I played the video from Lance on Twitter, where he was doing like this joke where like, you know, what Mixer did to their community or whatever. And I didn't check this out or not, but did Mixer call their fans slaves?
No, they're
I mean,
employees.
They're creators.
No, they called partners their slaves, and it was
Oh.
like a leader manager was talking to I believe his name is Millie, and she told him that the only reason why she hired him was because he was street smart, and then proceeded to tell him that nobody would make it without her, that the partners are her slave.
Wow.
Yeah. See, so you know the company itself is trash, and when you make bad decisions like that, you know things go downhill. So instead of Regal sitting there licking their wounds and bitching about everything all the goddamn time, maybe you should have fucking made some partnerships and did some shit, and you could have saved your own goddamn industry. But nope, you want the bitch complain about nobody's going to the movie theaters and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Forgot what else they were talking about, and you know, here you are. So.
Yeah,
You go to the
I
movie
don't
theater.
like the Walmart aspect to it. I hate the Walmart aspect to it, but I mean,
Yeah.
here we are.
I mean, you go to the movie theater and, you know, concessions are super expensive.
Mhm.
Seeing one movie is expensive. If I go to the drive-in, I get 2 movies for the
Yeah.
cost of, you know, probably one admission into the theater.
Yeah, it's like $8 or $9 most places. It's even cheaper.
Right, it's like super cheap.
It is.
And then like the drive-in we go to, you pay $5 and you're allowed to bring your own food.
Oh,
I
okay.
noticed that.
Yeah, the Autorama used to do that, but they stopped. But even so, their concessions are not that expensive, and they're a lot better than you get at like a Regal or something like that. So,
Speaking of Autorama, they were like in the top 5 highest grossing theaters like 2 weeks ago in America.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good because yeah, you go there, you have to watch like a whole 3-minute thing and then begging like, please get some concession because we don't make a whole lot. But good, I'm glad. I mean, I've always loved going there, taking
Yeah.
the kids and stuff. So it's definitely something I want to make money and have around, just not in Walmart's
Okay.
fucking parking lot.
Well, okay, before we move on. So speaking of Mike Judge, anybody here see Idiocracy?
No.
Okay. Well, Idiocracy is basically a foretelling of how stupid that our future will be, where they think like Gatorade helps plants grow. Costco sells everything from food to firearms to time machines to
Okay.
vehicles. This is what this is starting to fucking sound like. We're gonna have Walmart doing pop-up theaters. Then what the fuck next? Are they gonna do Walmart auto sales? It's good.
Hey, I mean, they
One-
already do the
Next
cell
line.
phones and
What make plants grow?
What's that one movie where every restaurant is Taco Bell?
Demolition Man.
Yes, good movie.
Was it Demolition Man? Or was
Oh,
it
yeah.
Idiocracy?
Yeah,
Idiocracy
the
was-
franchise wars.
It's a fancy Taco Bell. They're supposed to be doing a sequel, actually.
Oh, really? I love
Yeah.
that movie. I don't know why.
It's
Well, no,
great.
Wesley Snipes is great in that movie.
Anybody got any toilet paper? No, use the shells.
Yeah, 3 seashells. Speaking of the future, I don't know if the future looks so bright for us next-gen console gamers or potential next-gen console gamers. According to techspot.com here, they're actually, looking at, publishers are looking at considering a price hike on the next-gen console games. So we're talking $70 and up here. I just want to, I'll be honest here. Video game prices have actually stayed relatively stable. I mean, we were paying $50 for brand new games back in the early 80s. So now your general mill AAA title runs you about $60 nowadays. So it going up $10, I don't know if I have a huge problem with, but the video game industry has crashed before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they should be wary here because they can price themselves out of the industry. I mean, particularly when you have Steam out there.
Mm-hmm.
People like me, who I'm just looking for a reason not to ever play a current gen. If it wasn't for things like Final Fantasy remakes and Dragon Quest and things like that, I'm really not a current console gamer. What do you think, though? $70, $80 games? Is that going to stop you from being a console gamer?
My issue is the company that's starting this is 2K Interactive.
Okay.
What does 2K currently do that is now going to be over 3 fucking gens of video games?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. So you're going to bump up the cost of these fucking discs and then sit there and try to rely on DLC and paid content on top of that. Now that is fucking ridiculous, and it is pissing me off. That is, if you raise it 70 and everything's in there and I ain't got to buy shit unless I want to, be a no skin, or don't be called a no skin.
I rep no skins all day.
But if you're going to make me buy this $70 game and then fucking spend $20, $30 down the road for DLC and extra shit just because I want to play with my friends, no, get the fuck out of here. No.
I think that this is one of like my first real pet stream topics that I got into when I first started streaming, when I was a Final Fantasy streamer back in the day, 2010 or whatever the fuck it was. And I don't think people know how much it costs to make games. I don't think people understand how much it costs to pay coders and voice actors and 3D designers and all this other stuff, especially when you're
billions. Some of them are as much as Avengers film.
Right. Especially when they're making some of these, top-notch titles and this, that, and the third. So, to be honest, as far as the price of gaming and stuff like that, like you were saying, D, the prices have been pretty stagnant. That's something that I was talking to this one Canadian gamer that I know who had a podcast or whatever back in the day, that he was predicting that the game industry was going to go into a kind of a price boost, mainly because even with doing the DLC and all other kind of stuff, in some cases it's not paying off. That's why EA comes up with these other little things to do to piss everybody off, whatever. So my biggest point about this overall is I think people's issue isn't with the games and how they're maneuvering them around to get people to buy them and new content, blah, blah, blah. I think what the issue is people are broke as fuck and are looking at, are looking at a PlayStation or something like that as this big, huge, major expense that you're gonna have to save for, like a car.
Yeah.
And when the console comes out, that's gonna be like $600-$700 or whatever.
Yeah. On
top of $70-$80 games, and that seemingly sucks, but does it considering how much? Like, for me personally, when it comes to Destiny specifically, how much do you want, Bungie? Would you want me to buy a shirt too? You want me to get a Cade, Ace of Spades gun replica, whatever that's going directly to you, Bungie? Yeah, fuck yeah, Bungie. You wanna know why? Because they made a fucking comprehensive ass game that I like, and even though people don't quite understand the story and like whatever, like I do, and because of that, I want to make sure that those developers and those coders and those designers and those artists, whatever, get paid for the content that they're trying to provide. If the content sucks and the DLCs are bad and they misalign the game and stuff like that, all right, then we can make those judgments. But the way that these things are being paid out and paid, you know, of all that stuff, like I personally don't see anything wrong with it. I think that we need to work on our economics as a society, and it's not, instead of blaming the game industry, we need to, you know, listen.
You're not wrong.
I've watched Hamilton and fucking Newsies today. God damn it! So
Okay.
I'm trying to start a fucking revolution up in this bitch, and you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, bro, you better pay me for the work that we provide, and if we like the content that these people, you know, provide when they work, we should pay for it so they can get paid. That's my over under about it. And how what the companies do with the money after that, that's something that we need to discuss as a society. But as far as like the games and how much all that stuff go, I really don't even actually see a problem with it. I just know that we're all broke. That's what.
I mean, it's a valid point.
Yeah, that's all important. What's the name of the cat, Jelly? Oh, couldn't hear you. Sorry. All right. Well, I'll get past the cat sighting. It was like squirrel.
Well, one real quick thing, D and J, and maybe you can speak to this a little bit.
Is being angry today, but it's Luna.
Yeah, Luna. Okay. Luna spotting. All right.
Luna spotting. Yeah. You got to make that a thing now.
I will.
As PC gamers, and Jelly, you can speak to this with Jay. And I mean, I could if I want to. Where I find an issue is they market consoles to gamers as, hey, you don't have to worry about PC components. You don't have to upgrade every couple of years, spend $500-$600, and you're good for, on average, 8 to 12 years, depending on if you're quick to jump to the next. But why is it right that we have to pay 60 to 70 while you mentioned Steam, Origin, Epic stores, you could literally wait 2 weeks after a game's out, or if you go to like Green Man Gaming or GOG, which is owned by CD Projekt Red, you can get a launch title for $20 off half the time. But everybody on console has to go spend 60 plus.
Yeah.
And that's something too we have to start leveraging. Like, if you're going to give sales across the board, these consoles are now mainly PCs with how they're designed.
Yeah.
Then share the love, both ways.
Yeah, that's very dangerous, giving a console person like that an incentive to... It makes the initial larger investment of a gaming PC that much more attractive if you can save $20 per game.
Or go find someone that can build it. You can build an a basic gaming PC for as cost as what this PlayStation 5's rumored to be.
Yeah. All right, we'll see, but
It really just boils down to economics, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if you had an extra couple grand in your pocket right now, you'd have every console and the PC.
Oh, please. I was on a website today, and I cannot remember it. I wish I could. But you go on there. It's clearly a site for rich people, because you go on there, and on the same page, it has a $2 million submergible sports car for sale. But then it has a $34.95 hat. I can't. It's a real weird name. It's like Worcestershire or something. It's clearly a site where rich people go that just... because it's got millions of dollars of stuff on there. Submergible drones. It had like jet packs that you could buy and strap to yourself when you're in water. Personal 5-person submarine. It was like $2.7 million. Yeah. So Jay's right. You got the money. You don't care. You do not care. All right. Well, let's put a little good news here, really, for Volsker in a couple different ways here. So first, per WeGotThisCover.com and some other places, it seems as though Batfleck is imminent. His return is imminent.
Yeah, I'm super fucking excited. I know a couple people got on me, like JD, was like, yeah, it's never fucking happening. But, with as much shit that they're putting into the Snyder Cut, and I don't know if all you that are familiar, there's actually a director's cut of Batman versus Superman. They actually stripped the theatrical off of HBO Max and then put the I think it's like 3 hour and 10 minute director's cut of Batman versus Superman on there. I'm gonna have to check that out because I guess there's a lot of story plot points that were put back into the movie.
Yeah.
And then 20 to 40 million for the Snyder Cut. The whole issue with like Ray Fisher. Come on, just say it's true. Like, and this, just please, that's all I can say. I hope this is fucking real because he is my number 2 Batman, and he's going honestly as a strong number 1 between him and Bale. But yeah.
So
don't forget about Michael Keaton. Disrespectful.
Oh, I love Keaton.
He's coming back too. We're gonna have 3 Batmen running around here.
Well, that's funny that you said that. So the rumor, as we talked about Keaton, what the rumor is the Robert Pattinson film is going to be like Joker in its own universe. It is not going to be a DC extended universe movie. So if there's a trilogy, it's just off on its own, which is good because we don't want your fucking movie anyways.
Yeah, you're real disappointed.
Shiny ass Batman, get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
and everybody
Cassie
likes
does not
glitter.
like Keaton. Oh God.
Yeah. Did you? Oh. Sorry, there's a dog over here. Dick.
Do you find it funny that, or just coincidence that all this, like, boom, we get Keaton back, man, we're talking about getting Batfleck back after the whole like Pattinson not working out deal started coming?
No,
Wait,
I think
so
they
he's
probably
not
need to take
working
their
out?
ass. No,
Hey,
he's
Fletch, can you get away from shit?
not at all. He, and this is why I like even more. He doesn't see Batman as a hero, and he refuses to work out to fit the suit or be muscular because he does not want to set the wrong precedents that superheroes have to be like that. So he's going in with his skinny ass Twilight body and trying to put a goddamn Batman suit on. It's like going to be Adam West all dangly and shit.
I want it to happen so Batman's character dies forever. And no one likes it.
That'll never
If he
happen.
dies as Batman, I'd be okay with that.
That'll never happen. Batman is too damn popular.
To break your back.
I'll break you.
I'll break your back.
Oh, Gotham is yours. Oh. I'm supposed to be Cuban. Anyway. Well, let's stay with...
It sounds like you're impersonating some shitty movies.
That would be correct. At least that third one. The third one didn't get me, but...
I mean, it wasn't shitty. It's just... The only real issue is people didn't like their portrayal of Bane, but with Nolan keeping it grounded, you couldn't just have this fucking pumped up, venomized, person. He was a better Bane than what we got with Uma Thurman.
yes, I agree. Better Bane than what we got in the Batman and Robin. But I don't know. I hated the whole Batman was like an old man. Get out of my house. What are you doing? Trying to steal pearls. And then, okay, he becomes Batman. Then Bane kicks the shit out of him, throws him down to that prison hole. And then how are we gonna fix the back? Whatever shall we do? We're in a big hole in the ground. Whatever shall we do? Oh, I got it. Let's strap you to the ceiling while I hit your fucking back with this 2x4, and that'll fix you. You'll be Batman again. It was too much for me. It wasn't, I don't know.
I mean, that just shows it really wasn't broken. It was just like, I think he had dislodged or whatever.
Either way, hard to imagine a world where the solution is, just sit there as I hit your fucking back with a 2x4. I mean, come on.
It's so different than chiropractors. Oh, your neck's sore? Come here.
They do good work. I've used one of those, actually.
We actually use the same one.
Yeah, yeah, Dr. Lebrani. Free plug. Well, let's stick with Volsker's favorite, favorite universes here. So Seth Rogen is working on a CGI Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yes.
Nickelodeon Studios, of course. And I don't know. I am having a hard time putting those two together. Seth Rogen and Ninja Turtles. So
Does Nickelodeon own Ninja Turtles now?
yes, they have for some time now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
They had a really good show. Actually, maybe still going on. I haven't seen it in a while, but they've had a couple of they've done a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shows.
I just thought they got like those TV show rights. I didn't know they actually owned it because it's on everywhere.
Like the movies.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Batman versus TMNT. I just watched the other day or trailers for it. I don't think I actually watched all the way, and it was like brought to you by Nickelodeon. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's theirs.
That's crazy. I'm all for it though. Like their last couple versions, I'm not a fan of, and the Michael Bay films were garbage. Like I want a good TMNT movie.
I didn't hate him.
I kind of fell off the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game after, I want to say, those live action movies. Like, I like those, and that's what kind of like got me interested and kept me interested. But it didn't after a while. Really like same story over and over. But to me, at least. So as far as this, the only thing that I can really say is if there's anybody that I would want to be the head creative control director of some comic book shit is a nerdy stoner. So
that's not what they are already?
Who?
Comic book creators?
No, I'm saying like
Sure, a lot are.
Like Kathleen, like you gotta think though, like when Jon Favreau takes over for Star Wars, right? That's gonna be like the successor come true.
Oh, absolutely.
Or Dave Filoni, one of the two.
Oh, John all the way.
It might even be Dave Filoni. Well, it probably will be John business wise, but Filoni creative wise. Anyway, so, and me personally, I don't like the Kathleen Kennedy hate because Kathleen Kennedy has been loyal and a trooper and has been creating with George Lucas since the beginning. So everybody can suck a dick. I mean, like, I don't like that hate.
Yeah.
But when it comes to stuff like this, like I don't see what the issue is. I hope Seth Rogen does a good job, and it might actually get me back into it. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I like Seth Rogen, so I'm super stoked for it. Just give us a Seth Rogen, James Franco, and Danny McBride voiced over Turtles, and fuck yeah.
Oh, wow. Jelly, you a Turtles fan, or?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like any of their newer stuff, like, at all. Like, there's certain animated styles I just don't care for. It gets to a point of, like, ew. Like, I'm very particular when I read comics or I even watch anime. Like, there's a certain style that I really stay away from, and there's, other styles that it's like, gimme.
Yep.
What's your favorite style?
I guess to explain. I really like in-depth things. Like, I like, the proportions to be semi-accurate. I don't mind giant boobs, but like I don't want like weird elongated faces or and I like like when you look at the background and it looks like like watercolor essentially. Like I like immersed worlds.
Mm-hmm. You like more like hand drawn stuff, it sounds like, because the computer animation, like even with Super, like it's night and day compared to Dragon Ball Z. Like the detail, there's some detail that's there because of the new gen, but then you lose a lot. Like computer animated is very flat and it loses a shit ton of details. And to your point, Jelly, like the most recent Ninja Turtles, seriously looks like somebody took a bunch of sticks, cut different chunks out, and then put like their bandanas and shit on. Like they're really off proportion, like flat here, round here. Like it's really fucking weird.
I did not enjoy it at all.
See, I like that. I'm not saying I like what you're referencing just now, Volsker, but I do like the cleaner, like the Netflix Voltron, the Cartoon Network Thundercats reboot that they fucking out of nowhere just stopped making.
Face Jelly, like,
I did not like the new Scooby-Doo.
But that's just me. I like clean. I don't know. I just like that stuff. But I like the old classics too. Just some of it's too grainy. We'll get into that a little bit later.
I'll say the TMNT animated film though was pretty badass.
Was it?
When it was a sequel to 3 back 2006, 2007, which pissed me off because that was actually, they teased the return of Orokusaki and then it never got a sequel.
Yeah.
So it's actually, that's the 4th film and actually the original live action. It's a direct sequel to him.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. I did
awesome.
not know that. All right. Well, hey, I wanted to get your thoughts on kind of a little rumor that's been going around. I know Jelly and Volsker were talking about a little bit. So, what do you think of these rumors that Fable may be returning based off of
a lot of people say
a
we're at the
trademark?
starting line.
Let me get that real quick.
There's nowhere else we'd rather be.
Loud. So based off of some trademarks that were, registered, it looks like there could be another Fable coming. What do you think, Jelly? You think this is going to happen?
I mean, I would be really excited for it, and the reason why is I was in the beta testing for Fable Legends. It's something that was purely in beta testing. They stuck, 50, 100 people in it, and pretty much if you were in the beta, you were the only ones that actually got to play this game.
Okay.
It was kind of weird because it was kind of set up like Dead by Daylight, Prey. It was kind of like one versus how many people.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any actual story, but like what other things have they really done? They did like a card game on something, and it's like, what is this?
Gotcha.
So, everybody, what was Fable 3 was the last. I'm in a Fable 3 group on Xbox, and people still are like, guys, I did a new run through, I did this, I did that, and it's one of those games that it's been, long overdue. Like, where's this been? And it was pretty much the studio got shut down and it disappeared. Like, it was weird.
Yeah, Lionhead Studio. That out of the beta test and like how bad the Legends was being, that basically caused Microsoft to get rid of that studio.
Was Peter Molyneux still involved?
Not after the first one, I believe. Okay. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, that's the last I remember of Fable. It was huge back when I was a manager at GameStop. I actually got a free copy at a manager's convention, and I remember back in the day it was like, oh, you can do anything and it matters, and I played it and it was cool, and yeah, you could be dark and it would scar you, or you could or not you, not if you're evil you get scarred, but you could do things like get scarred and get married and things like that. And I remember playing that game, and you roll through a town and be like, oh look, it's the chicken chaser. You're chasing chickens. Oh look. I never played the second or
He
third.
did 1, 2, and 3. He was the lead
So
designer.
he was okay. I know that's his baby. I never played the second and third one. So did they get better? I mean, I didn't hate Fable 1. It just wasn't as innovative as they promised. But I never played the second or third one. Are they that good?
Third, they kind of pushed you through the story. Like, it was a little bit on rails, and it was like quickly done. It was like, you got to do this, you got to do this. Now you have a time limit for this section, and you have to do it really fast. And it's like, what the shit? Like,
huh? Because I hear a lot of people talking about them. I never was there.
I'm a Sony guy, so I never really got into Fable, but I always had an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
So I would get them like real cheap or something, or somebody was giving it away,
Mm-hmm.
or I lose it, or it gets stolen or something. But I had Fable, the first one, to play it because I had an Xbox, and it's not my type of RPG. I don't like those. I didn't really feel engaged in the story. I didn't feel like I was the character.
Yeah.
You are the character. And that's what was weird to me. So it was weird kind of playing. I felt disjointed from not only the character, but like the setting and the plot of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So if they make it good, I guess. Like, do what you said you were gonna do. I guess the first time, but I tried, and I couldn't. I tried a couple times. I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I beat the first one, but I was not impressed. I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't pay for that. I mean, it was fun, but I'm glad I didn't pay.
I think the big thing too is what overshadowed is they came out right around the time that we got KOTOR.
Yeah, you got that damn right.
But I'm calling it right now, guys. Here is my theory. If they bring it back, since they purchased Obsidian, who did KOTOR 2, that's going to be the fucking company that reboots it.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. Of course, I'd like another KOTOR 2.
KOTOR 2, Fallout. What else did they just recently do? The Outer Worlds, Pillars of Eternity. They've done the South Park
Fractured
RPGs,
Butthole.
Neverwinter Nights. Like, they have, at their roots, they are an RPG company. That is the company who could bring it and fucking rock it out.
Well, let's hope they do just that. Now,
Better fucking listen, Microsoft.
Listen to the people. All right, so this is not a video game franchise I know anything about or will play. But the Fallout is now going to be a TV series. It's actually going to be adapted to a television series by Amazon Studios and Kilter Films. This is of IndieWire.com. I've never played it. I understand it's a post-apocalyptic Skyrim, so it's, open world RPG-ish, dealing with mutants and whatnot, mutant zombies, and whatever the hell the Pip-Boy is.
Mechanical.
Yeah. What does it show, like radiation levels and stuff? Like,
Here, actually, I'll show you.
Do you? You got one? You've got a Pip-Boy?
I mean, if you think about it, Skyrim was, medieval, and then you have Fallout is post-op. I can't say that word, but then you have the Outer Worlds, which space. So it's kind of like, each of them have their other aspect.
It's actually like everything. Like, this is your UE. Like, it tells you your health, your inventory.
Wait. So you can wear that while you play the game and it interacts like it's...
If I got a small enough like iPhone, I can actually pop it in here and get the app and actually like work it in with the game.
All right, I'll give it kudos for that. That's creative. I like that sort of crap. Like the Steel Battalion.
I really liked Smart Glass, and they did it for like many games in the beginning when Xbox first came out, and then they just kind of like it died away, and it's like my where I don't have to open it up and I can glance down and know where I'm still going.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually one nice thing about some of the Wii U games. All of 30 people that ever owned that system. But yeah, I really like that a lot. Yeah, you're right. That is cool. It's actually one thing I liked about the DS when it first came out. And they remade a bunch of Final Fantasies and stuff. It was really cool.
We owe a lot of that shit to Nintendo. As much shit they get, like...
Well, like I said, you know what? As much shit they get, when they bring out a console, they're making money. Their first-party games don't drop in price.
Well, besides Wii U.
You know what? I liked the Wii U.
Wii U.
I did like it.
They should have just went with Weenie.
Weenie?
Yeah.
We would have had too much fun with that one. But veering the truck back on the road here, any of you guys play Fallout? Excited about this show?
No, Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout is good. I like. Listen, I apologize for those that like name offended. And maybe like the original Fallouts.
Okay.
Before they start doing because those were like Diablo type dungeon crawlers, right?
The first one I think was, but then 2 and 3 actually started going into the actual like first person RPGs.
Yeah, so I didn't really like what they turned into, and then they're basically just like post-apocalyptic Skyrim, and I don't really like Skyrim for the same reason. And there's just a lot of stuff going on. Story doesn't really, again, I if I can't get into the story and I don't feel like the character, I can't really get into it. So I don't knock it. It's just, I just don't get all the hype. I've tried to play it a bunch of different times. I played 3 and 4, and no, I didn't play 4. I played 3 in New Vegas. Or isn't that what it is, right? New Vegas.
Yeah, that's actually the one Obsidian did.
But yeah, I didn't enjoy my experience.
All right. So you probably then don't really care about a TV show.
I mean, I maybe.
There's a lot of post-apocalyptic stuff out there already, so that's kind of my critique. We're talking about The Walking Dead, a show that I'm really sad doesn't go past the 3rd season, and that's Enter the Badlands.
Oh,
so,
yeah, we got shafted on that one.
That's why I don't watch TV, because everything I like gets inexplicably, just done. Just, yep, oh, it's great, this is awesome, cut.
I will say, and I'll tell you if I'm more excited after this, but it's being done by the Westworld creators, which is one of the, biggest series right now on HBO.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go watch those 3 or 4 seasons, and then if I really like how they do the show, then I'm probably going to be more excited for it, because it's
Cyclops is on that show, right?
Oh,
James something. I call him Cyclops. This is not his real name. He just plays one. Pretty sure.
You talking about the one that actually liked your tweet?
Oh, maybe. No, that was Colossus. No, that was Steve. No, I'm talking about the original Cyclops from the first trilogy.
Yes. The one that was also
He's on Sonic
and all that. Yeah.
See, I was just like, hey, it's Sonic and Cyclops. Okay. Right. I mean, there's no red beams, but I'm still on board. It's actually not a bad movie.
No, I thought they did good. Thank God they did that fucking reshaping of Sonic. If they would have sent him originally, then...
Yes, but my question is, how did they get that far before somebody told them, hey, that's shit. That isn't like Sonic.
It wasn't even them. It wasn't Sony or anybody.
Right,
it was the fans
exactly. Do they really not do these things called focus groups anymore? Is that just not a thing?
Probably not.
Where you say, hey, here's 12 people that... Anyway.
Now you got to sign these forms. You can tell us, but don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Well, now comes a part of the show where I grind it to a halt. Usually, probably about an X-Men article or something. So that's usually what gets me. But I thought this was pretty interesting article. It's CBR.com. So it's X-Men, the biggest questions we still have about the Marvel's mutants. Now, I know Jay is not following the House of X, Powers of 10, Dawn of X stuff. Jelly, I just want to make sure I'm assuming correctly. You were not currently following like Hickman's X-Men stuff, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So it'll at least be interesting to me and you, Volsker.
Is that the sword? What the fuck is it? The Power 10 swords or whatever?
Oh, the Sword of X? Yeah, that's gonna
starting
start
like
soon.
next week, I think. Like, I'm already seeing advertisements for it.
Yeah. But so there are some unanswered questions that I have as well as other people have. So let's go through here. So the Moira McTaggart mystery. Jonathan Hickman and Pepe Larraz's House of X #2 brought about the stunning revelation that longtime X-Men Moira McTaggart has been a mutant with reincarnation powers that allow her to live her life over and over. Throughout that series and Powers of 10, we are taken through all but one of Moira's 10 lives. Remember that, Volsker?
Yep.
Where she makes various attempts at helping her fellow mutants, going from allying with peaceful Xavier in one life before radicalizing and joining Magneto and then Apocalypse in her subsequent lives. The first question this raises is, where is Moira McTaggart now? Now, pause, because this one's a little bit obvious to me. She's in no place, which if you remember, Volsker, is those like Krakoan tumors that like you can't see into. I swear they showed her, but anyway, maybe they missed that. But anyway, after playing a large role in both House of X and Powers of 10, Moira hasn't appeared since stepping aside and allowing Professor X and Magneto to form the Krakoan Quiet Council in Hickman and Larraz's Powers of 10 #6. We also haven't seen anything from her sixth life, which seemingly hints that it may be important in the future. For a character who was so vital to the formation of Krakoa, Moira's absence, underscores how important she really is. So, yeah, she doesn't have a lot to do with the daily goings-on of Krakoa and the X-Men in general, but they have shown her talking with Professor Xavier and Magneto in no place. That's why they currently, well, I'm speculating here, but that's why they currently don't allow precogs or any sort of mutants like that, which pisses Mystique off because her precog wife is dead and they won't revive her, even though they could.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that we've talked about that? Wasn't the sixth life the one that they kept under wraps until like the second to last issue?
No, that was the 10th, like her 9th life. Like, we had no clue that she was alive 10,000 years into the future. And that was her 10th life.
That's right.
They never revealed what that 6th life was.
It's probably the Fox universe. It's all right.
Yeah, exactly. I'd respect that a little bit more than I do now.
I mean, she is in it. She's...
Yeah, and she's in 2-3 of the movies.
Played by the chick that was
just
in...
a human.
Neighbors? With Seth Rogen?
Yeah, you got me. You got me. Another question we have is the death and life of Kitty Pryde. Jerry Dugan and Matteo Lolli's Marauders #1 revealed that longtime X-Men Kitty Pryde was for some reason unable to pass through the Krakoan gateways to the mutants' gateway to the Krakoa that is the X-Men's living island that they live on. This led to her sailing to the island and becoming the Red Queen of the Hellfire Trading Company, much to the chagrin of Sebastian Shaw. And then after that, in Marauders #6, we saw that Sebastian Shaw murdered Kitty by wrapping her in Krakoan plants that nullified her phasing powers and drowned her. For seemingly the same unknown reason as to why she is unable to pass through the Krakoan gateways, the five were unable to make her new body despite their many attempts. While her resurrection is likely inevitable, it is still unclear why her powers are seemingly incompatible with Krakoa and what that could indicate. Jay, if you guys want to... What's that?
The Librarian was her sixth life. It was the 6th issue of House of X.
Okay.
So that question, whoever wrote that, get the hell out of here with that shit. We know all about it.
Yeah, we got it on lock. Jay and Jelly, if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to jump in
I'm
there.
just soaking it in. I don't know what to ask questions about, so I just soak it in when you get in your X-Men
Yeah.
weeds. I
In
just
the X-weeds.
light it up and smoke it, bro.
All
You can always
right.
check out our YouTube. We actually reviewed almost the entire series.
Yeah, we did actually. Yeah, in our Volsker and D Squared talks, we went through the whole thing. The Phalanx. So, Powers of 10 saw the return of the cybernetic alien race, the Phalanx, in the future timelines as a potential final stage for universal evolution. Throughout the current era of X-Men comics, we have seen hints at their alien presence on Krakoa as well. The presence of Doug Ramsey and his friend Warlock also fuel the speculation that the Phalanx may play a larger role in the X-Men's future. Since he has the mutant powers to communicate with anyone, Doug Ramsey is the only mutant able to communicate with Krakoa and is therefore responsible for transmitting the Krakoan language to all newcomers. Hickman and R.B. Silva's Powers of 10 number 4 gave us a brief moment that may spell doom for Krakoa, since Doug touched a plant with his arm which secretly concealed the alien Warlock and seemingly assimilates it in a way reminiscent of the Phalanx. Considering the role they play in the Powers of 10 future and the presence of Warlock on Krakoa, it seems likely the Phalanx are going to cause trouble for the mutants soon. Phalanx are a lot like the Borg. I mean, they're different, but they're a lot like that. X-Men in the Vault. You remember this? Volsker and Hickman and Silva's X-Men number 5. The mutants attempting to squash any future problems with the return of their old foes, the Children of the Vault, by sending a group of mutants in to face them. That group of mutants, consisting of X-23, Synch, and Darwin, haven't been seen since. And since time moves differently in the Vault, it feels like those three have been stuck in there for several hundred years. So yeah, X-23, Darwin, and Synch are all just stuck in this pocket dimension where they are experiencing hundreds of years in the span of minutes. But yeah, we don't know.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. And then who's leading Krakoa? While Professor Xavier has never been the most morally sound figure, we've went over that on the show before, it's not likely him to abandon his lifelong goal of human and mutant coexistence in favor of a sovereign mutant nation. While Xavier has seemed colder than usual, his entire team of X-Men seem to accept this idea without question and work alongside dangerous villains like Apocalypse. All of that begs the question of who is really leading Krakoa. Xavier has rarely been seen without his newly portable Cerebro helmet, which only adds to his newly eerie nature. However, that could also offer an explanation for his unusual behavior. The Phalanx or another entity could be controlling Xavier through Cerebro, or his mind could have been compromised by another one of Marvel's telepaths, as it has been in the past. Yeah, that's kind of leading into my biggest thing so far is how did we get from Xavier's a dick and most people believe he's dead to, the, bucket-headed Jesus maker lookalike figure that everybody worships. Like, that has not been explained, and I definitely think there's going to be a veil that's lifted here, because it really just seems like he abandoned that whole protect those who hate and fear you. But again, that's the whole thing with Moira coming to him and him telepathically seeing like 9 of her lives and knowing how effed up shit's going to get. But yeah. So there you go. Thank you for indulging me. And my X-Men weeds.
It's a good series.
I'm high on X-Men right now.
If you ever want to check them out, let us know.
Yeah, we can definitely.
I don't know about doing that part, but if I do, I will.
Sounds good. Well, speaking of X-Men, let's hear from my favorite X-Men, Colossus, with a special message.
Das Vredanya Torovich. This is Piotr Rasputin, famous X-Men, Colossus. If you are enjoying what you are hearing on the show, make sure and go to the official House of D Twitter at the House of D Pod 1. You can ask the show questions, interact with what they post, and even give them ideas. Now, it's back to my number one fan, D Square, and the rest of the crew at the House of D.
All right. Thank you very much, my hero, Colossus. He's helping us try and get people on the Twitter there. All right. Thank you, sir.
Superstar.
All right. Yes, it's look at that. I just do this thing for fun, and now I get to check something off my bucket list. My favorite mutant cut a promo for my show. I'm just the luckiest guy there ever was. I truly am. Well, speaking of comic books, I'm actually going to kind of add a new segment here now that the whole comic book industry is, starting to get back going again. So I figured that we'd go through and tell you what of note is going to release next week in your comic book stores. So, all right. So obviously DC and Marvel are going to be the main topics here. So Batman 94. Is that series that you, okay, so you're going to be able to pick that up?
That's exciting. It's the Joker War.
Joker War, okay. They also have DC Deceased, Dead Planet #1. So
I think that's the sequel to the one I just read.
Yep. And let's see, Harley Quinn number 74, Justice League number 48. Let's see, Superman number 23, Wonder Woman number 758. Awesome.
Jesus.
I like that, though. I like that shit. That's right, 700. Stick with it. Let's see what we got in Image here in case Devin is Devin's listening here. No Spawn. Not yet. They're gonna reboot that, but not yet. So Adventure Man #2 and Sonata number 11 if you're interested. Though
Adventure Man, I just that was one of the ones that I just checked out.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
It's pretty cool. Like it's kind of like a Pulp Fiction, back in the heyday of superheroes and crime fighting.
Yeah.
So reminded me of like the Rocketeer.
Okay, I'm almost like steampunkish a little bit. Okay.
Then jumps like ahead to where it's all different time and heroes aren't really thought of anymore, and then stuff starts to slowly trickle. So
interesting. Okay, cool. As far as Marvel, let's see, what do we got here? Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda #8 releases Wednesday. Doctor Strange #5. Empire, Fantastic Four #0. I'm actually picked that one up, getting ready for that large event.
40 issues.
Well, no, that's not happening. That I may pick. Yeah, I may pick up the main line because then we're also gonna have the X of Swords. I don't get into that at all.
After Absolute Carnage, I am not doing that shit unless it's a character that I fucking love.
Yeah, exactly. Ghost Rider #7. Then we also have Marvel X #4. Strange Academy #2. X-Force #10. That's the one I need.
Oh, that should excite you.
Oh yeah, big time. So.
Do you see the extended cut that they're doing?
Yeah,
the comic I just bought you?
Yep, God Loves, X-Men, God Loves, Man Kills, extended cut #1. So, absolutely, I definitely want to pick that up too. Let's see, Valiant, Quantum and Woody. I can't rave enough about that. Actually reviewed that on superheroespeak.com. It should be up there at some point. Quantum and Woody #4, though. It's a really cool, different series. Not my usual wheelhouse, but I am enjoying it. And okay, let's see. Any interesting merchandise? DC Kingdom Come Superman symbol T-shirt. That's cool, actually.
Shit ton of Star Wars stuff.
Oh yeah, yep. Star Wars. Holy crap, yeah. A bunch of Star Wars stuff. And then Transformers Generation Studio Series Voyager Scraper action figure and Sentinel P action figure. That Scraper's probably pretty cool. But all right, yep, that's all the stuff that's going to be releasing in your comic shop this Wednesday. So make sure and go and check them out. All right, well, we are nearing the end of the show here. So before I let the Sandman take me, I want to see what everybody is reading, playing, or watching. So let's start with our newest member, Jelly. What you reading, playing, or watching?
Can't remember what I did this week.
Well, you just had a great week.
Oh, Thursday I played The Forest with my buddy Orc, who is one of my moderators. I'm very enjoying it, but so we played it the week before on Thursday, but what I didn't know was there wasn't an auto save, and the only way to save is if you build a house and save in the house. So
Oh,
there's like no
boy.
way to save the game unless you build a house. And I didn't realize that. I'm like, oh, let's go to bed to like progress the day, but then like we never saved after playing it for 3.5 hours. So I figured that out this Thursday when I went to load up the game and it wasn't there, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
where'd my game go?
You push through that, so are you going to be able to play that again? Because to me, I'm like, God doesn't want me to play this game, and I'm done if that happens to me.
Oh no, we started over. Like, it's a survival horror. Like, I love
Yeah.
survival games. You know, you go chop a tree, you go build some stuff, and you go explore. And
Yeah.
like, there's a story within it, and you kind of gotta piece it together and figure it out yourself. And it freaks me out because you gotta go in freaking caves to find all this. And it's like, I'm claustrophobic. I'm in a hole. There's something growling at me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Absolutely. Cool.
Watching. I can't remember. If I finished the first season of that anime that I talked about last week, the Whatever Kiss, and then we've been watching more of the last season of Dead Files.
Okay, yep. I remember you mentioning that. Okay. All right. And J100, sir, our viral streamer here, sir. What have you been reading, playing, or watching? You already mentioned some of it.
I haven't been reading it. I'm the worst.
Come on that
But
list
I
too.
am watching Bubble Suit Gundam Iron Blood Orphans right now. And that show is better than I was expecting. It threw me off because I was trying to catch up with some other ones, but it was like real late one night. Maybe I was at my girl's house. I don't know. But anyway, so like it was something like that.
Mhm.
I couldn't sleep, and I just put it on. The show had some themes and elements in it that I starting to get. I like a lot, so I've been watching that. I'm trying. There was another one that it's just been Mobile Suit. And as far as playing, I've been getting into Destiny. I got this new Gundam Breakers. That's what it's called, new Gundam Breakers. That game is okay. It's a Gundam game that I was gonna do, like, have my Mobile Suit Monday theme be a theme,
Mm-hmm.
From the game I would play would also be Mobile Suit Gundam. I want the Dynasty Warriors one, but that's for PlayStation. I don't know how much.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with Dynasty Warriors Gundam, the first one. I meant to get the second one because the second one's got the Gundams I want. But okay, cool.
So we're gonna do that, and then we gotta go to the damn comic store ourselves.
I know, I really do. I haven't been there forever.
So we're gonna have to pick it up.
I need to call Eric and just be like, which Gunplas can you get?
I mean, it's not even just that. It's just like the whole thing. We should just make like
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
video on the stream.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We definitely need to do that. All right, and Volsker, how about you, man? What you reading, playing, or watching?
Yeah, so where do I start? So I just wrapped up the final season for Big Bang Theory this morning. So all completely went through 12 seasons of that. Just finished volume 3 of Astonishing X-Men, so be
Nice.
prepared for me to switch it out probably tomorrow.
Yeah, you only got one more, and then you're done with Whedon's run.
What else? I just did volume 1 of TMNT versus Batman. Probably watch that movie tonight. I'm playing, other than jumping in and out of Overwatch and Call of Duty, I have gotten my stream back up, so I've jumped back into Last of Us. Still not as far, but my goal is to get through that before I return back to work. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I have a stack full of shit I need to read, but yeah.
Are you not following the TMNT Power Rangers crossover?
Oh, ha! Funny fucking thing that you said that. Yes, actually, I have all 6 issues. I just read issue 6.
I gotta read that shit.
Pretty badass. I really, really liked it. And that's actually, if you saw that post that I made, Boom Studios at the very last page threw a big shout out to a bunch of local comic book shops, and Comics R Go was right there in the middle. And I was like, look at this shit. Boom Studios showing some fucking love. But yeah, it's Boom and IDW working together for that. So I'll let you borrow them. Like,
I gotta read it. The whole Green Ranger Shredder fucking controlling the Dragon Zord with the Dragon Dagger, and then them turning Metalhead into the Ninja Turtle Zord. Spoiler alert, sorry. Shit goes down in that series. That's
yeah, I'll bring them tomorrow.
Cool. All right. So, what is D Square reading, playing, or watching? Reading nothing. I haven't read nothing. I haven't even read any more of JD's book Apex, which I do want to finish up here pretty soon.
I'm about to pick that up, actually.
Yeah, definitely recommend you do. What am I playing? I've been streaming my playthrough of Trials of Mana, so I'm enjoying doing that. That game is good. It's fun. I think the characters suck, and I'm not super into the story, but it's fun. It shares a lot with its predecessor, but it's still wildly different. But I do enjoy it, so I'm streaming that. I'm also training, getting ready for. I'm gonna play through a game that I've never beat before. It's infamous for being hard. I think I'm going to start tackling some of these hard old school games, but Ninja Gaiden. I want to play through Ninja Gaiden. Certainly not going to speed run it. I've watched speed runs, and boy, I don't, the dude that holds a world record is talking about having a certain Nintendo controllers, and some of them are good and some of them aren't. It's just crazy to see what this dude does, but I'm just looking to tackle it. And it's harder than, my training is harder than you think, because I'm not going to beat the game, but there are certain, you got to be pixel perfect in some of this platforming in this game. I mean, it's just fucking pandemonium. And
in the chat, God doesn't want you to play it.
I mean, it's been a while. I mean, I've played the game forever, but that's my wife. Yeah, she's witnessing me doing my training, so she knows what's. She's watching me die in the same place for like 20 times, and it's the same jump. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna be tackling that soon. As far as what is I'm watching, I'm continuing. I'm gonna be done with Naruto Shippuden here pretty soon, and I'm glad I'm watching again, because there's stuff that I didn't catch when I read the manga that I see on the show. That I'm like, oh, that makes much more sense. Other than that, of course, Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, I checked that out. Boy, is that thing grainy. That is, I don't know if they leave it like that for the style or what, but boy, that is grainy. But seriously, I had a little discussion with John from Superhero Speak a couple weeks back, where he professed that was the best Batman movie. It's the best Batman movie. And that was really why I wanted to watch it again. I was like, I remember it being good, but the best Batman movie? Yeah, I don't think it's. Don't get me wrong. It's hard to not love a movie where Joker is trying to seduce a robot wife, and then pulls part of her skin off, and then pulls out a big salami to have, because the robot like cuts stuff, and then he takes that same salami and like starts smacking people with it. So I get it. It's really really cool. But
And Mark Hamill's voice on top of that.
sure, absolutely. But to put that over Dark Knight, no, I'm afraid not. I mean, it's entertaining, it's great, but it is not Dark Knight. But nonetheless, you should check it out, though. It is still really cool. So
I
Batman.
think animated wise, it's number one when you look at like DC animation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the animation's great. It's just, I was like, boy, this is. I mean, you can even see like little screen pops in parts of it. It's like, whew, this needs a little brushing up. But that's it. That's it. And that's all. All right, gang. Well, we are all set here for tonight. Before we go, though, let's just make sure that we all know where to catch each other. So, Jelly, again, is our newest permanent member. Let's start with you tonight. Where can everybody find Jelly Rose?
I am twitch.tv/JellyRose. I'm on Twitter at Jelly Rose, but with 3s instead of E's. I also am on Facebook, the same, and Instagram, the same as that one. I do have a Patreon and a YouTube that are also under the same as my Twitch.
Nice. And J100, sir, where can we find your awesome stream? I actually caught some of your stuff earlier this week. Good job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You can check me out on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at J100. That's JONEHUNDRED. And then you can get me on YouTube at J100 TV. Monday, I'm getting rid of my debate show for now because no one knows how to my point, what I'm trying to accomplish in that show. So I'm just not gonna have it. And so for now, I have my my Mobile Suit Monday and my Court of Public Opinion on Friday. So those are on 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to come hang out for those, do that. And then I'm just gonna be playing games. I don't know. I got a lot of grindy stuff I got to do on Destiny, so I'm gonna be on there doing that. And yeah, I should probably get in some Final Fantasy 2 this week. So I'm gonna have some good. I should have some good content.
For sure, yeah. Make sure you go and check that out. Hey, Siri. That's my dog's sister. I said, hey, Siri, and my phone went off. It's back there.
That's why I don't have Apple.
Funny. And Volsker, where can we find you, sir?
Yeah, so you can always find me over on YouTube, just search in Volsker, because unfortunately I'm not good enough yet to have my own URL, but soon. Then you got Instagram, I am Volsker, Twitter, which is at Volsker, and then twitch.tv/Volsker, where I've been kind of getting through Last of Us, thinking about going with a Monday, Friday, Sunday schedule, usually about 9:30, 10 o'clock, because I have to be difficult, work second shift. And then, of course, every lovely Sunday night, we get to just end while we get hot and nerdy up here in the House of D.
Truly, absolutely. Catch them here, guys. All right. As far as me, guys, just like you said here, always every Sunday night at the House of D, streaming live on Twitch, as well as my YouTube channel that also does not have a personalized URL because I just don't have it like that. But, of course, you can also go to my Twitter. Oh, new kitty. Which one? Okay, so we got Luna alert. Which one's this?
Diamond.
All right, Luna and Diamond alert. We'll be watching out. My dogs won't ever get on camera. Yeah, so check out my personal Twitter at dsquare72. Of course, the official House of D podcast Twitter at the House of D Pod 1 as my favorite superhero Colossus told you earlier. Make sure you go there and follow us. I'll share news links there. You can interact with the show, ask us questions, everything that Mr. Rasputin told you there. Check me out there. As well as superheroespeak.com, where you can find me doing small press reviews. Definitely enjoy that. And you can see this guy yell at me because I don't know enough about the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series, so that's fine. I'll take it. Hey, you're gonna be a reviewer and you're gonna review stuff that you didn't exactly catch up on. That's gonna happen. That's all right. It's all right. All right, guys. Well, Jelly Volsker, Jay, thank you guys so much being with me as always. I really, really appreciate that. Make sure you go check out all their great content, but make sure that you're returning here, of course, next Sunday evening for the next House of D podcast show. As always, peace and love, and we'll talk to you soon.